Alright guys, so Borderlands 4 has been taking the internet by storm, and by that sentence I mean no underestimation whatsoever. I'm a huge Destiny player, I'm a huge Destiny fan, and it's even taken my attention. But then again, they are very similar games. Anyway, one of the most appealing things to me are the legendaries, which is the equivalent of an exotic if you're a Destiny player. And there were a few that were shown off in the recent Borderlands 4 event that a lot of streamers got access to, that a lot of fans got access to. And I don't know who put this together. This was just sent to me, but someone amazing out there, put together a board of 54 legendary items that were actually showcased and seen at the event. Now, I don't know if every legendary item was actually showcased on a stream, however, they were there. And we're going to go through them one by one because this is the most appealing part of the game to me, other than the exploration and the gunplay. But, like, just finding one of these dropping on the ground will just be such an insane feeling. And I just want to say, like, this is 54 that was shown in the streams, right? There are going to be more, much more, when the game actually comes out. Man, I can't wait for Borderlands. I've been watching so much of Borderlands recently in my spare time, and I'm so excited for when the game comes out. We absolutely will be streaming this on the channel if you guys are interested, and I already have the time off work as well. So, without further ado, let's just dive in. We're starting the first column, which is class mods. If you guys haven't noticed already, it's going to be quite a long video, so definitely strap in. Grab some snacks. This looks like it's for Rafa here, level 20. Rewarding Philanthropo, or Philanthropo. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Exo Soldier class mod. Alright, so whenever Rafa re-triggers his action skill, he spawns a free grenade. If he has a grenade equipped, he spawns one based on that. So it's basically double grenades here. I love that. I don't even... I'm not even going to attempt to read that. I'll try to read the blurbs as much as I can. But yeah, it's... Oh, here we go. Silver or lead. He's got the Spanish kind of translation here. Alright, going down from that, we've got Electric Avatar. This is definitely Last Airbender vibes. You can see that with the quote here. It says, I am the Avatar. You got to deal with that. I love it so much. Anyway, this is for Vex, and her minions deal increased damage for each active attunement and gain damage reduction against each elemental type she's attuned to. So that's going to be super strong for when people get their hands on that one. Alright, going down from that, we've got Chilling Elementalist. Now, this one is for Eamon, I believe. And I'm very jealous because Max wants to play Eamon, and I'm all about the ice powers and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, looks like I've missed out on the opportunity to get my hands on this guy. I'll probably play it in a separate playthrough, but yeah, I think I've chosen Rafa, and Logan has chosen Vex. Anyway, whenever an affinity skill gains a stack, all unlocked affinity skills gain a stack. For each stack of affinity from all affinity skills, Eamon gains increased movement speed, so you're going to be running very, very quickly with this, and you get skill damage as well. Do you remember the 21st night of September? No, I don't. What happened then? Alright, now we are on energy shields. So, we have got what's for dinner. Some of these names are just insane. Anyway, so we've got Overshield Eater. When Energy Shield is active, enemies have a 12% chance to drop an Overshield when hit. When Overshield is also active, grant plus 25% shock damage. That'd be really good if you're using any shock weapons as well. You've also got Reflector. While Shields is up, there's a 15% chance to reflect projectiles. So basically, you've got Antaeus wards. So there you go. Mag Booster. On kill, there's a 15% chance to spawn an ammo booster that instantly refills your gun. What was yours is now mine. Oh my god. I just love Borderlands. I just love Borderlands so much. It's such a good... Let me zoom in a little bit further. It's just such a good, like, breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Alright, now we've got Adaptive, Synergized, Pandoran Memento. So Psychosis, when damaged, grants a 15% elemental resistance and plus 50% resistance to the last damage type received for 5 seconds. That could be huge if you're in, like, a boss fight. It uses like the same consistent damage. Then you've got Amp here, which basically says when energy shields are full, shots drain 20% of those shields for plus 50% gun damage. Then you've got Adaptive. When equipped, grants plus 16% max health. When shield is active, grants plus 40% resistance to the last damage type received for 4 seconds. Some of these things are actually OP. It's insane. I love the blurb here. I hate this planet. Alright, now we've got Angel. Little nod back to Borderlands 2, I want to say. I am here to help. Yeah, that's very Angel, right? Wings of Grace. When equipped, grants faster revival from Fight for Your Life. When Fight for Your Life expires, grants 1 free second win once every 300 seconds. That is insane. Then you've got Vagabond. When energy shields are full, grants plus 20% movement speed. Then we finish off here with Siphon. When dealing damage, there is a 10% chance to grant 17 overshield. Alright, going down from here, we've got Trigger Happy. Wait, what is this? Oh, Cinder Shelly. Oh my god. Glass. When damaged, grants a stack of Resolve, which reduces damage taken by 2% per stack. Now, 2% per stack sounds pretty low until you read the next bit. For up to 25 stacks. When the shield breaks, release a Nova dealing 183 damage, with each stack of Resolve increasing the damage by 20%. This is insane. This is insane. Then we've got Absorb here. When equipped, grants plus 50% chance to absorb bullets, adding them to your ammo count instead. And then we finish off with Trigger Happy. When energy shields are empty, grants plus 28% fire rate and plus 28% reload speed. This is honestly insane. The burp just says skip to the end. Yeah, wow. This is very, very good. I am very excited to try this one. Alright, moving down from this one, we've now got Nimva. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. NVA. Emollient Protein Cell. Alright, so what have we got here? Direct Current. Ground Slam to toggle this effect. I never really ground slammed that much with Borderlands 3. While enabled, drains shield over time to grant plus 40% bonus shock damage, and damage taken passes through the shield. Okay, fair enough. And then we've got Absorb and Nova here as well. Did I read Nova? Let me just double check that. When energy shield spray triggers a Nova that deals 274 damage. That's insane. Oh my god, that's going to be so good. And the blurb here says electrical resistance is futile. Alright, now we've got Traveler Extra Medium. Oh my god. Oh my god. Nucleosynthesis explodes on shield fill and shield empty, dealing 1,121 damage on fill and empty. That's going to be mad. I wonder how big the AoE is on that. When energy shields are full, gain plus 28% movement speed. So you're just constantly running at a super high speed until you basically get into combat. Never above 5 on the coil sheet of life. Meat cooking standards joke, Krieg style. Oh, I wonder if they're going to include I wonder if they're going to include much of Krieg in the next one. He was such a fan favorite. Armory Remnant Super Soldier. When energy shields fill, grant an overshield. When energy shields are full, grants 25% fire rate, 25% movement speed, and regens 1 ammos. Okay, right, fair enough. Then we've got Nova, which we've read, and then we've got Mag Booster. On kill, there's a 15% chance to spawn an ammo booster that instantly refills your gun. I'll never forget the adventures we had. Aww, very adorable. Old Captain America looking back in time, throwing shield. Maybe. Oh, I never even really thought about that. Army Remnant Super Soldier. Oh my god. And it gives you a higher shield by quite a massive amount. Power play. Oh my god. I never thought of it like that. Maybe. It could be a nod to Captain America. Up next, in the next column, we have got Armor Shield. This is Scrapper Emollient Hoarder. Refreshments on kill, 50% chance to spawn an ammo booster that instantly refills your gun. Then we've got Absorb, we've read that. We've got Scavenger on armor segment field, refills up to 20% of current guns magazine. I like how you can get other perks on other legendary kind of items here as well. That's really cool. Then we've got BYO bullets. What does that mean? Oh, bring your own bullets. Okay. Bring your own bullets. Marcus ammo vendor. Actually, Marcus isn't the ammo vendor in Borderlands 4, I've noticed. It's the Irish guy. I think his name was Zane, I want to say. Alright, moving on from that, we've got Timekeeper's new shield. This is very blurry here, but it says Banainu, I think that says. Again, I'm sorry if I say that wrong. When equipped, increases maximum health by 258, grants plus 13% health regeneration per second, and reduces damage taken by 33%. It's all coming together, and it's got plus 50%, I want to say toxic resist. Again, I'm sorry if I get that wrong. Up next, we've got Heavy Weight, and it's got Bare Knuckle. On melee hit, consumes an armor segment to grant plus 100% melee damage. When armor shield is empty, grants plus 50% melee damage. This might be good for Rafa because of his ultimate ability where he hacks and slashes with the swords. Or maybe even Eamon because he's got the melee axes and the whips and everything. Alright, we've got Knockback on armor segment breaks, knocks back enemies, and grants plus 30% movement speed for 5 seconds. And you've got Mini Nova on armor segment break, triggers a Nova that deals 89 damage. That's obviously, yeah, a miniature version of the main Nova that we read earlier. And then we called that the Stinger, probably a reference to Stinger legendary shield from Borderlands 3. Yeah. All right, moving on from that. Now we've got assault rifles. So we've got firm potato thrower 4. I love the blurb here. It says, "I'm a hot little potato right now." Spud gun. Hilarious. I cannot wait to see what that actually looks like. I wonder if it actually shoots actual potatoes. Alright, moving on from that, we've got Begging Cold Shoulder, which is iced out, is the kind of perk here, and it says, "You've been smooching with everybody." I wonder what this actually does. Obviously, it's probably going to do cryo damage, I want to say, right? So it might slow enemies, it might freeze enemies. I'm all about cold. I'm all about stasis. I'm all about slow and freeze, so that actually, oh, it literally says here 150% cryo efficiency. I want to get my hands on that. And then we've got Surveilling Whiskey Foxtrot. See, over here, I don't know if it's different in other countries, but I don't know if people use surveilling as their kind of verb for the for that type of alphabet, but we say Sierra Whiskey Foxtrot. I don't know if that's just deliberately different. Anyway, so we've got Whiskey Foxtrot here. Who's ready to get friggin' perforated? Overdrive, switch to a secondary mag that can be fired on full auto. That's going to be so fun to use, man. All of these weapons are just so interesting. And it says item of the day here. So this is actually from a vending machine. I don't know how frequent that's going to be. Obviously, they've toned down the amount that legendaries actually drop in Borderlands 4, which is very good. They absolutely should do that in Destiny 2 as well. Handsome Jack style taunt. Gun name is a military way of saying what the fuck without saying fuck. There's Whiskey Tango Foxtrot Shield in Borderlands 2 and Borderlands PS. Alright, and going down, we have got Lucian's Flank. And this is obviously another blurry one, but we'll try to read this for you. Anyway, another AR. I think these are just deliberately all ARs, actually, now that I think about it. So we've got Trample, critical hits refill up to 2 ammo to the gun's magazine. And then we've got the Alt Fire, which is an extra barrel, enables a secondary barrel, increasing the fire rate. So it's basically Desperado. How dare you? Borderlands 3 semi-return, so they must have updated it in some way. I love this. Very close to the effects of Lucian School. Yeah, I do remember that. Alright, going down from that, we have now got Aegon's Dream. Again, I'm sorry if I say that incorrectly. The blurb here says, "Finish the song." It does prophetic, and we've also got an alt fire, which is the extra barrel, enabling a second barrel, increasing the fire rate. So again, Desperado-like perk right there. Very excited for that. Is that from Borderlands? No, I didn't think it was. I didn't recognize the name. Alright, now we've got Lucian's Flank. Oh, did we not just have that? Did he put Lucian's Flank twice? Trample, alt fire, extra barrel. Yeah, okay, so they've got Lucian's Flank twice here, and I think it's actually the exact same screenshot. Yeah, okay, cool. That's fine. Going back up to... Now we've got pistols. Okay, so Kinky Roach. This was a funny one when Max showed me this. So, Kinky Roach, it's got Flesh Eaters as the perk here. Shoots eggs that hatch flying roaches when attached to flesh, living or dead. That's going to be so fun to use, man. He was the raddest of roach. Obviously a Torg weapon. Alright, moving down from that, we've got Rangefinder, which is the Howl, it says here. The Howl. Do the others have anything there? No, they don't. So, this looks like a cryo weapon, 175% cryo efficiency. We've got Precision here, and Daedalus, which is secondary fire, consumes shotgun ammo. Oh, wow. Something's got to hit. I wonder what that actually shoots like then. Because if it does, like, you know, shotgun ammo, does that deliberately turn the pistol into a shotgun type of firing type? I don't know. We'll have to try it out. Now we've got Zipper, which is Prison Rules. Gain plus 75% critical damage and 75% damage when hitting a target in the back. Who's a shot caller now? Who's the shot caller now, in fact? Opens Zipper, gel soap dripping joke, Prison Rules. Oh, right. Okay, I get you. Oh my god. The subtlety is... I wonder if many people are even really going to understand that. But yeah, very... That's crazy how they even thought of something like that. Zipper, Prison Rules. Okay, yeah, when you put 2 and 2 together. I'm stupid, so I wouldn't have locked onto that unless I actually had this on the bottom here. But there you go. Alright, going down from that, we've got Rhythmic Queen's Rest. So... Royal Armory fires high-speed rounds and damaging enemies, has a chance of a 30% chance to spawn a homing sticky projectile. I love that. Anything that's homing, I'm down for it. I love homing projectiles. I love homing rockets. I love being able to guide your own kind of missile that shoots from a rocket launcher. I wonder if they'll have that in the game. I could set this world on fire and call it rain. That is a good quote right there. The second perk here, we've got Torg. Secondary fire shoots sticky gyro jets that explode on reload when switching modes, increases the explosion by 17% each. Wow. Oh my god, so obviously switching the secondary fire actually detonates the bomb. That's really, really cool. Damn, they're really creative with these weapons, man. Roaring King's Gambit. So, holy hell, when shot, throwing weapon ricochet projectiles to nearby enemies. And then we've got the Jacob's Straight here, which says critical hits with ricochet projectiles to nearby enemies. Oh, right. So it just literally just bounces off each other then. Fair enough. And then we've got the refutation of any gambit begins with accepting it. Fair enough. Chess strategy reference. I don't know that. That's more of a Magnus reference right there. If you guys know Magnus, world champion chess player. All right, ambushing the Phantom Flames. This is another pistol, obviously. Fan to the Flames. I love that quote. So, mid-A, zooming in acquires lock-on to targets over time, and Fardwar zoomed in shoots the entire mag. That's crazy. Jacobs, critical hits, ricochet, yeah, so that's just a normal Jacobs straight there. That's going to be really cool. Alright, I'm moving on. I believe this is the second till last now. We've got guns and SMGs. I love SMGs, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love that. I love that so much. So I think it does electric damage here. Energy transfer. When energy shields is active, grants plus 50% damage by consuming the shield's energy instead of ammo. Oh my god. When an overshield is also active, shield energy will not deplete. Back off, man. I'm a scientist. Ghostbusters reference. Egon Spengler's quote. I love that. That's such a good nod, especially since Egon Spengler, the actual actor, has passed away. So the fact that we're still kind of including things like that in things like this, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Now we've got Rogue Looty Mad Lad. So homemade inequity overheats quickly, but also cools down quickly. Okay. So we've got a COV license mag here. I loved the COV weapons back in Borderlands 3. I think they were one of the most aesthetically pleasing looking weapons in the game. Again, very personal opinion. I also like Mali 1 as well. This gun has an unlimited magazine size. However, it will heat up and eventually break. Yeah, cool. And then we've got the data list. We know what that does there. Philip A. Luty has a rule book on homemade SMGs. Lovely. Gnawing Hellfire. This is another submachine gun, obviously. Burning Desire. And then we've got Ripper here. This gun charges before full auto firing. Oh, we've actually seen gameplay of that. We have actually seen what that looks like. All hell don't stop us now. Moving on from that, we've got the Plasma Coil, an absolute fan favorite from Borderlands 3. Me, Max, and Logang actually farmed the activity, kind of like a massive kind of, I want to say, Battle Royale style game mode that they had in Borderlands 3, where it's the only way that you can get the Plasma Coil, and it would only drop from a specific boss, and the actual drop rate of it dropping from a specific boss was extremely low, plus getting the roll you wanted as well. So we were at that for hours trying to get it done, and all three of us eventually got it in the end. So the fact that they're bringing the Plasma Coil back is insane. I do wonder if they're going to make it hard to obtain again. Obviously in this preview here, they actually just got the Plasma Coil straight from a golden key chest. I wonder if they're going to nerf the damage, if it's easier to get that way. Based on the gameplay that I've seen, it doesn't look like they've nerfed the damage, to be honest with you. However, it was such a difficult gun to get. It was literally one of those guns where once you've got it, you're basically set for the majority of your gameplay. Harness the fourth state of matter. I love it. And then we've got superheated. Melee 1 can switch between shock and radiation elements. Oh my god, that's going to be so cool. I cannot wait to get my hands back on this gun again. It was an absolute machine. Alright, moving down from that, we have got the Scabrous Prince Harming. So, Pamplemousse. These names are insane. Pamplemousse hitting enemies deals 13 damage to you and grants a stack of cruelty, which on kill restores 6 overshield per stack of cruelty from max stack.
Hello, Bradley.
I'm literally recording a video right now.
Why?
Because I want to record a video.
What video are you recording?
Alright, let me finish this off. For a max stacks of 30. So that's going to be pretty good, especially when you get the 13 damage to you and grants a stack of cruelty, which restores 6 overshield per stack. So it's up to 30 stacks on that. Then you got Ripper. I think we read that. This gun charges before full auto. I think we've actually seen gameplay of that as well. And yeah, the blurb here says, "Have you the wing?" ? Wordplay on Prince Charming. Anyway, now we've got Sweet Emberance, which I believe is a shotgun here. Yeah, it does fire damage. Okay. So this is a Jacobs shotgun. Jacobs license accessory. Critical hits will ricochet projectiles and nearby enemies. Again, we've seen that with the other Jacobs weapon as well. But it also has a Mali 1 trait now because of the licensed parts. Can switch between fire and shock elements. So again, depending on which enemy you're going up against, this might be a good option for you. And the blurb here says, Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Does it really now? I guess we'll see. Depends on the situation, right? Anyway, moving on from that, we have got prescription only, which is a omnivore husky friend. The alt fire is husky auto turret. Oh my god, that sounds really cool on a shotgun. Husky auto turret. Oh my god, that sounds really, really cool actually. So it has the Tediore trait, which is the replicator javelin. Throws 2 weapons that propel forward at high speed. So not just one, you get double the throw. And then because you've got a Jacob's license accessory, you also get the ricochet perk as well. The blurb here says, "We just prefer to use huskies." Apparently that is a fat naming joke, chonker unit. I don't know too much about that, but that's pretty cool blurb right there. That sounds so cool. The auto turret, my god. Then we've got edging linebacker. So this has the full coverage perk, bouncing projectiles, increase damage by 25%, and a damage reduction. What does that say? Oh, it's because it's super blurry. It says, and damage radius by 35% per bounce. And it says, put me in as the blurb here. This looks like a very basic legendary. When you've got things like the husky friend up here, why would you not just use that over this? Moving on from that, the next shotgun we've got is Looming TK's Wave. Now, I've actually saw this shotgun in action, and it looks really, really cool. The perk is called Heirloom. Basically, you fire it, and it sounds like a wave of... Like, the shot is just a wave, and it just bounces and bounces and keeps on going forward. It says, ride the wave, dude. Very Australian right there. So this gun apparently was previewed in Borderlands 1 as well as Borderlands 3. I don't know why they took it out of Borderlands 2, but there you go. It's back in Borderlands 4. And then it has the Jacob's trait here as well, where you get the ricochets on that one too. Then we've got the Looming Hellwalker. This is the returning Doom gun, whereby every time you switch to the gun, it plays the electric guitar, and then you've got the every shot that you shoot, it plays the guitar tune as well. Sooth Slayer, that's obviously a reference to the Doom franchise, and it even says down here, Doom franchise. A piece of the moon hung in the sky like a polished bone. Very, very Doom. Very Doom. And it ricochets as well because it's Jacobs. I'm very excited to get my hands on this gun. It was such a fun gun to use back in Borderlands 3. I wonder if they're going to continue what they did in Borderlands 3, where you kind of get your own room and you're able to put your favorite pieces of loot on display and things like that. I keep saying that Destiny need to do that. It's such a cool thing to show off to your friends as well. Like, take a look at what I've got. I hope they continue it in Borderlands 4 as well. Oh my god, how do you even say this word? Kaleidoexplode? Kaleidoexplode? I don't know. Kaleidoexplode. Kaleidoexplode? I don't fucking know. Let's just move on. So we've got Charged Syndiotic. I'm not even going to say that word either. What the hell are these words? So the perk here says Colorful Mess. It does cryo and shock damage. Ripper License Mag, we know what that does. You charge it up and then it does the full auto. Full auto on a shotgun though. Oh my god. Trying to paint the prettiest picture I can with the colors I have. I'm not really a shotgun fan, to be honest with you. If I am going to use a shotgun, it probably would be the Doom shotgun. Up next, we've got Hot Slugger. So, Blazing Barrel is the main perk, which says, on kill, the barrel heats up, dealing plus 30% damage for 10 seconds for up to a max stack of 3. And then you got the ricochet shots with the Jacob's perk. The madder I am, the thicker my accent gets. Alright, there's more here. We've got sniper rifle, grenade, heavy... Oh my god, we've got quite a few to go through. Alright, so shotguns are done. We've now got sniper rifles, which is cooking, ambushing, borstal, blah, blah, blah. Cooking, ambushing, borstal, ballista. That is a absolute mouthful. The blurb says, go now and speed well. And the perk actually says propagation. Not too sure what that does. But I guess we'll just have to find out. It has an alt firing mode, which is a shotgun. A shotgun on a sniper would actually be pretty cool because you've got both close range and long range. Fires a shotgun that deals 81 times 8 damage per shot. Alright, up next we've got Vestigal Complex Loot. This one is... What does the blurb say on this one? Oh my god. It's the nucleus of every man-made invention of today. Okay, well it does shock damage as well as radiation damage. And then we've got the perk here which says spawns an additional diverging projectile along its path. That's pretty cool. Be interesting to try that. Again, I'm not really a sniper person. Apparently it was in Borderlands 3 as well. I don't remember that. I didn't really use snipers in Borderlands 3 either. I actually mainly used snipers in Borderlands 2 because there was a zero main. And a lot of his stuff kind of worked with snipers as well. Oh, that's actually it for snipers. Okay, well, we're obviously going to be getting more in the full release. Up next, we've got 2 columns here, which is grenade. Let me zoom out here. We're kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. It's probably because there's so many, right? So, first one here, we've got Bullseye Impact Exacting. So, that's the perk here. Grenade has a 25% chance to deal critical damage. It's got the Vladov trait here, which literally, it just explodes on impact. So, there's no bouncing here. You throw it, you hit it, it explodes. No blurb here either. It says only legendary so far without red text. That's interesting. Next, we've got Vampiric Jelly. So, replicating spawns duplicates on bounce. We know what those look like. They're so fun to use. The perk here says Bloodthirsty. Grenade lifesteal increased by 17%. So, it duplicates the bounce and you get lifesteal per grenade. So, that's going to be really, really cool. I wonder how many grenades it actually splits up to. And then the final perk here says Ripper. Grenades teleport to their destination. That's mad. And the blurb says Jellyfire. I don't know if that's a reference to anything there, but maybe someone will know out there. Next one, we've got Vampiric Swarm. A lot of lifesteal here. This is going to be good for Vex. I know Vex has a lot of lifesteal on her tree. So the perk is Swoosh. The second perk says Payload. So spawns 3 grenades on exploding. That's mad. So just every time you... Oh my god, does that chain? Every time the grenade blows up, does it continuously... No, that can't be the case. Interesting. And then you got the lifesteal from Bloodthirsty as well. And then you got the 4th perk. This is the first time I've seen a 4th perk on something. So the perk says Order. Grenades home in on nearby enemies. I love that. Anything homing, give me that. I love it. And the blurb here says extra galactic jewels clamping from above and below. Next grenade here, we've got fully loaded Slippy. The blurb says wah hua 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 hua. What the fuck? Dude. Iconic Tannish Fish returns. Borderlands 3 nade called Fish Slap. Oh my god, dude. I love these little references. The perk says Swordfish. Deals melee damage. Very Monte Carlo there, but in a grenade. And it's also got Overflow. So maximum grenade charge is increased by 1+. Well, I say 1+. It's an extra 1. There you go. Alright, moving on. We've got Sho Kunai. We've seen that. That's the throwing knife. I've got blades stashed in places you don't even imagine. That is a Zero Kunai skill reference and Deadpool roleplay. That's the blurb that I'm seeing here. So you've got Ninja Speed. Grants 10% movement speed for a short duration with each consecutive hit for a maximum of 7 stacks. And then you've got the Jack Up Straight here. So grenades deal critical damage when hitting weak points. Again, very Zero, to be honest with you. So knives are considered grenades. Very interesting to know. And now we've got the Spinning Blade. So that's got Juggler as its perk. Catch the Rebound to refund 1 grenade charge. So it's basically the needle melee for hunters. And then we've got the Suppressor Augment. Damage dealt by impact target is reduced by 25% for 3 seconds. This is very blurry, so sorry if I get one of these words wrong here. We've also got lethal here, so grenade damage is increased by plus 41%, and grenade projectile speed is reduced by 50%. So it goes slower, but it does more damage. Another 4th perk here. This is the second one now we've seen with 4 perks. Which is the Jack Up Straight, so grenades deal plus critical damage when hitting weak points. It just says, I'll take that. I love that. I love that blurb. I'll take that. Nice and easy, nice and simple. Alright, now we've got firing point missing info. Okay, we'll just leave that there. Now we've got Collateral Destructo Disco. We've actually seen this. They throw the grenade and it turns into like a disco ball. It's so fun and it plays music and it's so cool. I just love what they've done with the weapons and items in Borderlands 4. It's so fun. Obviously, the perk says Groove. Now, we don't know what Groove does. Maybe it is literally just the effect of it, you know, playing music in the sky. And it says Expansive. So, grenade damage radius is increased by plus 41%. That's insane. That's going to... Oh, my God. The ad clear on that is going to be really, really cool. And the blurb here says, I don't even think the worms are awake yet. Brother, I don't know how they come up with these blurbs, man. Alright, moving down from that, we've got Rapid Churmurky. Is that how you say that? Chowmurky? Rapid Chowmurky. And it says, Assassin continuously homes in on a target. Again, I love homing. And it's got Express. Grenade cooldowns reduced by 21%. That's pretty cool. And then we've got Order. We've already read Order before. Will someone try it tonight? Who knows? We'll see. That's a blurb there. Then we've got UAV. I guess that kind of speaks for itself. The perk here is called Death from Above. There's nothing more to that, but again, speaks for itself. I can't wait to actually see what that looks like, to be honest with you. And then it's got the Express trait, which is the grenade cooldown, which we just read. And it's also got the explosive trait, so obviously damage is increased by 21%. And the blurb here says Eyes in the Sky. So apparently this is a reference to the Call of Duty Killstreak Line military drone reference. Alright, so next up we've got the Concussive Buzz Axe. The perk is called Makeshift, and the second perk says Concussive Knockback Force is increased by 83%. Oh my god, that's huge. Oh, that's a pretty lady reference for Krieg. Oh my god, the Krieg trader joke. And it just says turn around. That's cool. Buzzak. Yeah, of course that's Krieg. Why did I not pick up on that? Now we've got rapid recursive. The blurb here says, let's do this one last time. That is the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse reference. That's cool. So it does 36 corrosive damage. And the perk is obviously called recursive, which says hovers above enemies, firing a beam downwards. So you've actually seen that in the game as well. It's super cool. And the second perk is Express. Again, we've seen that. It reduces the grenade cooldown. I love that. Love that one. Alright, and the last one that we've got here for grenades is Faulty Detonator. So it's got Sticky Trigger as its perk. Detonating the grenade spawns a combo orb. What is that? It's got Bloodthirsty as well, so there's Lifesteal, and it's got TD, so double tap to remotely detonate the thrown grenade. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. Faulty Detonator also has a blurb here. It's called He Improvised That, you know. Again, this might be a reference to something. There's no tag to say that it is reference. You guys might figure that out. I'm not too sure. But yeah, he improvised that, you know. Alright, moving on. How many are left, actually? Oh, we've only got 2 more left. Alright, so one heavy weapon here. Again, I can imagine there's going to be more on the full release. But this one's called the Riddled Ravenfire. Again, we saw that in the game. This is a heavy weapon ordnance. Does 6... Oh, the perk is actually called 621. Explosions radiant outward from the point of impact. And the blurb is just called Bok Bok. Exploded Bloodwing joke, Torg explosion element. Bok Bok. That's so mean, man. And lastly, we've got the repair kit. So large peacemaker. The blurb says, you got my heartbeat going, baby. Faster and faster. The perk says pulsometer. Passively gain health over time, increasing the rate when your health is low. And it's got a second perk here, which is called speed. On use, increases movement speed by plus 40% for 8 seconds. Again, for those of you that like to get from A to B very quickly, this might be really good for you. And I love the fact that you're just passively regaining health over time as well. The lower your health is, the faster you get your health back. That's really, really cool. So basically, it's max recovery, let's just say. But yeah, that is it for all of the weapons that we saw in the live streams for Borderlands 4. Obviously, there's going to be much more than that. The whole premise of Borderlands is just being super loot hungry. There's going to be much more than this. I cannot wait to dive into the game and just see what we get on full release. Guys, like I said at the beginning of this video, I will be going live when Borderlands 4 comes out. And yeah, I'll throw it back to you. Out of all of these that I've just read out to you, out of all of the ones that you've seen on a live stream, what one stands out to you? What one are you very excited for? What one do you reckon you'll use the most out of all of these? Who knows? We'll find out. When a legendary weapon comes out actually in the full release, I can imagine I'll showcase some of those as well. There's a lot of Borderlands 4 content on the way, and I just cannot wait to get my hands on it. It's going to be so fun, man. It's going to be so fun. Anyway, guys, like I said, I will throw it back to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already for more Destiny 2 and Borderlands content. We're going to be covering a lot over the next coming months. And yeah, guys, thank you for your time today, and take care.